if you an active gangbanger and you really on your shit every day, you know what I mean? It's a whole different lifestyle. You waking up, doing your thing, homie. You know what I'm saying? You probably banging on every nigga you run across, asking niggas where they from. They say the wrong hood, you might get off and get cracking, bust on a nigga. Like, niggas know what an active member out here do. Now, if you from your area, whether you from it and you never been active, whether you been active before and you fell back due to whatever reasons, you know what I'm saying, and you moved on to something else, which is my scenario. Like, I do music. I'm chasing the goal. I'm pursuing my dreams. So, you know what I mean, I'm realistic with myself. I see the steps you gotta take in the work you gotta put in, and that's what I do day to day.
Sniper Nip Hussle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
I hope I kind of like pointed it out last time I played that intro. I lost my voice. Last time I played that intro, I kind of pointed it out. You know how they try to get on me because I guess I was allegedly on the phone. I know I've had this conversation multiple times in life. So the wording sounds similar, quite familiar, but like I said, I have not went back and listened to it. So I guess I used the phrase or terminology. He skipped some steps talking about neighborhood crip, neighborhood nip, the crip. And you hear what he just said about himself. He described what being an active gang member was, and he described what someone who has fallen back and decided to pursue other things is. And then he described himself as such, someone other than the active member that he described. And when you decide to do that, you lose no points as a man. You actually gain points as a man. But in the gangbang world, that's not the path to the top of the totem pole. So for him to go the correct route in life and do the positive thing, and the way the world is now with celebrity, he became the top West Coast rap guy that happened to be a Crip that also pushed him way up on the Crip totem pole in a fashion that no one else has ever gotten there except Snoop Dogg. So it's skipping steps. Snoop Dogg skipped way more steps than Neighborhood Nip the Crip. Nip was really out there for a stretch into young adulthood. We saw Snoop was a barely kind of like whoop wop, and went kaboom, real famous and top Crip. That's not all the other top Crips took other journeys to there. I'll never be talking down on Nipsey, but it's crazy that it's some real gangsters out here that's sensitive, as if it's obvious he outdid me in the industry, uh, and you know, fame. So I'm supposed to be sitting around, and my reality should be to you, yeah, he just outdid me in everything in the world, no matter what nobody say. And I'm the one on here professing how great he is continually. Does that mean he had me beat in every angle capacity of life? No, sir. If you feel that way about your confidence and the way you've accomplished goals in your life, I hate to admit, the thing that I did accomplish the best was failure because it was gang banging. Yeah, but if that bruises somebody's feelings, I don't know what to tell them. But yeah. Here we go. Today I feel like Big Cartoon fired Trey. Fire. He say he stepped away. He with the word now, but it's like every day I still see a title, a cartoon talking about some gang bangs, some fight stories, some what's up, OG? I don't be seeing those scriptures in them titles. No, I'm just fucking with Cartoon. That's the big homie. We talk all the time for very long stretches. He's one of the only people that I get on the phone with and have conversations about a lot of things other than life. I know how hard it is to stay away. Um, I've been baby spider, banged out, went to the prison, got married while I was in prison, came home, got baptized, started going to church, even preached a little bit, invited the homies to church. They was coming. Amongst them, one of the main ones was Bumpy. I backslid from that and back to the hood, back banged out, still whoop wop wop. I know the spiritual struggle that human beings can go through in life. So I was kind of like I remember at one point, Cartoon called me trying to like tell me something, and that he thought I should do to respond to a certain situation, and it was somewhat of a his suggestion would be considered, I would guess, gangster or street or thug. And he said, man, if I was you, man, I just handle them priorities. And my response to him was very mature, responsible, and even spiritual, I guess. He was like, I said, look, check this out, cuz. And the people, when he said priorities, he was referring to some other grown men. I said, my priorities, sir, have the same last name as me, and they came out of my genitals. Those are my priorities. He was so, because what he was presenting me with was something that in our general, street mind was a serious approach. He wasn't expecting that response. He was like, you know what, Spider? This is why I wasn't so shocked when he came with the spiritual announcement. I mean, that's why I was so shocked when he came with the spiritual announcement, because it took me a little courage to hit him like that, because what he was suggesting I should do, I wanted to, in a certain mind frame, I'm supposed to be like, yep, you're right, I'm finna do that. But that would be being a follower. That would be letting what people expect be your thought process and letting the other people think for you. Okay, I know from the outside looking in, it looks like I should do that, but I know the real reality that don't nobody see. I don't owe that decision. So I'm gonna stand firm on what I know and not oblige that. And when Cartoon seen I had the courage to stand on that, he seemed impressed on the phone. He shut it down real quick, but I didn't know that quick shut it down was like, oh, he ain't listening, do it your way, or if he was really receiving what I was saying. But when he made that spiritual announcement, I'm like, ooh, I probably really helped him. I'm sure the spirit was tugging on him. But I could imagine that little interaction that I had with Cartoon, me standing on business spiritually, morally, I could imagine that helped him just go toward the direction he ended up going. But yeah, with all that said, for the intro, I feel in cartoon mode. Shout out to Aunt Hefe from A-Tray Gangster. Because of him getting in his feelings over some simple little jokey joke. Everybody speaking on LA politics. I happen to know something about those. They talking about the environment, members, reputables, who did what, who did this, who did that. I wasn't participating. I was talking about politics, religion, entertainment, things of that nature, suffering in view count, taking it, like Kanye said, and if it take away from my spins, I hope it take away from my sins. I wasn't tripping. Everybody seen it. We was over here, Jeter. Then Hefe came out there and spoke on one of the hugest neighborhood legends that we know for this generation. All generations seem to be a master of what he do. You hear good and bad about everybody, but in this dark, evil world, cuz got all good, bad marks, a gang of them. I became a real fan of his as my homie. He my homie regardless, whether I've met him or not. I became an extreme fan of his when I seen him have that standoff in the county jail with all them enemies. And them niggas was flinching at him and he didn't budge and did nobody rush him. You ain't got to tell me nothing else. Oh, my mama, you ain't got to tell me nothing else. I've been cripping too long because of Loc. But, yeah, he said that nigga got stabbed. Somebody I'm proud to say that's my homie. And I still didn't just jump out here and had nothing to say because that's not the kind of content I was doing. However, one of my lokes that happened to be on the same yard with cuz, who also was a neighborhood crip, called me like, cuz, that's false. I came on here and said, hey, cuz, that's false. Aunt Hefe lost her mind. And throughout the process, said a whole lot of things that caused, me to react. I'm only entertained it as long as I did because the numbers spiked tremendously. Everybody could see that. I'm sure Auntie could relate to that. Don't care about number what the checks say. I obviously care about other things. I spent 7 months proving it. Y'all just didn't care about those things. You digitalize, nothing's changed but the subject matter. And I kind of like, whoop, whop, whop, I got out telling a few stories. And I started thinking like, damn, Cartoon kind of told me he done ran out all his stories. I said the sector might be missing that type of content a little bit. I have quite a few. And I guess I'll just jump in. And I told a story the other day about my G homie, Dwayne Sims, Big Milk, ECIP, how he lost his life. And I was trying to give an introduction to Baby Spider, the low out Crip versus just Baby Spider from the set. And that's when it was sparked. I was there when he lost his life. And I guess we'll just start story time from right there. Because I told about, I think I told all the way up until we went to court. Now, court and all that, there's a lot that took place. I went to prison at that time for, I believe, ex-con in possession with a gun. Yes. So it was a time in my life where I was real active with weapons. And I actually went to jail on Valentine's night. I can remember it. But we're going to rewind back to the night that Milk actually died. We telling war stories. We outlaws on the rise in my eyes. So nobody lost their life throughout this. So, you know, we could keep it gangster. Ain't nothing I bite my tongue about nothing. This was 1997. But yeah, because New Year. No, this was 1996, December 31st, the evening of. Like I told you, I left the swap meet in my vehicle that I came in with Big Milk and Lil Milk. When I got to the alley, Lil Milk, Big Milk was laying in the alley, and Lil Milk was nowhere in sight. I remember I got a song about it where I say she told me quick keep. It's called what's the name of that song? It's with me, Bigfoot, and Papa Smurf. It's on a Mob Deep beat. It's one of the first songs we did together. But I say I got a song about it. I'll figure out the name. But she told me keep talking. It was a nurse out there. And Milk was doing bad, cause she said keep talking to him, baby. The hearing is the last sense to go. I'm a young nigga. I'm 20, cuz this is 1996. I was born in 76. So I'm like, I'm on the renun at the same time too. So mind you, I ended up going to jail in February, but I was on the renun. So I couldn't really stay right there with Milk for long. And I seen somebody, a female from the section, walk up. I can't remember her name. I start trying to tell her Milk government name. She starts saying, I know his name, cut me off. I'm like, cuz, stay with the homie, stay with the homie. Because I start seeing police cars pull up and all that. I wasn't trying to deal with none of that. So I jumped in my shit. Ooh, 96, 20, I had the 92 Achiever. You better ask these niggas who about to fly Crip from 97th Street, one of the first. I'm in the middle of, if this ain't a 9, if this ain't a, all right, this, I'm doing a video. So 92 Achiever, so 96, I had a 92 Achiever in 96. It had a proper stash, cuz you asked my homies, cuz Wino, Lil Ant, Baby Jinx, anybody that was really thugging with us back then, if you could go find a 1992 Ford Achiever, I don't think they make them no more. You don't even see them on the road. They had a little spot up under the shit that popped out. It was so A1. It snapped in. It didn't look like nothing. The police done towed my car up a billion times. The homies, we used to love it because it was A1, A1, man. So it just made you feel real bold, comfortable about having it. So, but also about that stash, when you pop it in, it's snug tight. Like to get it off, it take a little pop. So I used to keep it like in there, like you know how the back part, I have it in the hole, but I didn't used to have it snapped in, like for easy access, and you ain't got to just keep pop out. But if you know the people come, I can still snap it kind of fast. So I remember we used to the homies used to function on Western and Imperial, like this little hole in the wall. Man, Valentine's night, I'm talking about how I went back to the pen. Now I don't know how I got on that story. Bam, we talking about the night Milk died. So, bam, let's see. Well, left the swap meet. I don't know when the next time I seen Lil Milk. Like I say, I think he said Baby Dre line, rest in peace. I think he claimed Baby Drayline is his cousin, but Mill got a habit of claiming everybody as his cousin. So I go to the set, bam. I get to the set, I get the G homie Dopey, me Dopey, and baby, my little homie Baby Black. We go up to Killer King Hospital. By the time we get to the hospital, it's a ambulance right by the emergency room. And it's a police like standing out there. So when I come up, I'm like, hey, the person that came out of here, he come from swap meet. He like, yeah, I think so. Like, can you tell me where he was shot at? 'Cause I still don't even know where the homie was shot at. And she was like, I think he had some wounds here. I'm like, how you doing? And he was like, he's fighting or something. I just know me, Dopey. No, I didn't get Dopey. It was just me and Baby Black went up there, cuz this where Dopey came in at. So it was just me and Baby Black. So when the police told me that, I turned around, I mobbed to the car. I see Dopey and like some old homies walk, they coming to see about Milk now. Remember they trying to talk to us. I'm like just mobbing to the car, cuz I went to the hood. My daddy still stayed in the hood. My stepmama was in there. I used to have a Mac 11 car I kept in the backyard. You know, the old ass record players, the wood long ones, you got to open them up and then the record player in there. We had one of them in the backyard that used to keep little miscellaneous bullshit. I used to keep the Mac in there. East Coast crib, nigga. I went and got my Mac 11 from my mama. I didn't go and get it out. She went and got it for me, gave it to me. She's still alive right now. We just talked about this story this Thanksgiving. I just hugged her and kissed her and we laughed about this. She gave me my Mac 11. I had an 8-ball and a 9. I'm telling you, cuz I gave my little homie Baby Black an 8-ball and a 9. Cuz was like a baby. I was 20. Cuz was a teen. He was like a kid, cuz. We went right over there across Avalon, bro. Jumped out on foot, did our Dougie. While we running back to the car, cuz we see all my windows and everything in my car getting shot out. But we on they side. It ain't no running past the car and trying to hit no corner and duck. We still got to run to that same car that we see. They busting back at us while we run into the car. We see all my windows getting shot out. Mind you, rewind, when we jumped out on foot, cuz I jumped out with the Mac. Baby Black jumped out with a 9 and an 8-ball, like the movies, busting with 2 guns. Probably the wrong thing to do. Don't you probably, if you ever shooting, even in a real life, don't go do no gangbang shooting nobody. Kids don't do that. I'm telling an old story from 30 years ago. I'm dumping with the Mac. Baby Black busting with 2 pistols. Now we running back to the car. And they busting out my window. We still get in the car. We get low. Go back to our side. East Coast crib. This is when I learned about, we reload, cuz, talking about gangbanging. Y'all niggas have no idea. Now I got my little homie, we going back over there on foot. While we going back over there on foot, we walking, because my car fucked up. We can't go back. So we walking on foot. He done loaded up both of them pistols. I got the Mac. We walking up, coding in the hood. Remember I told you when my brother got out, he was politicking. He told me, ain't gonna be these type of niggas hanging out, woo, woo, woo. And one of the homies tried to like agree with him. And then I got on him while he had a pistol. That same homie. But this is before. In 99, when I got on Cuz, my brother was like, man, there ain't gonna be no busters around here and whoopty whoop. And when Cuz started saying, yeah, that's right. When I told Cuz, shut up, Cuz, you one of the main niggas he talking about. When Cuz didn't shut up and say anything. The reason why I fired on him is really based on this right here in 1996. Remember, Spider was fresh out the pen, never seen my crippin', but I know the bunk you did. So when I see my brother giving this pure crippin' speech to the little homies, and I know you don't qualify as no nigga I know you a grown ass man, you a big homie, he ain't no big old nigga though. Don't let me put no extras on it, and he ain't no nigga, but he a G homie from the set. So me and Baby Black, we walking back over to the other side. Shout out to the Mafias. It's like the EC song. The only people that ain't from EC in the song, I shout out my daddy and I shout out the Main Street. So what I say is back and forth with the main, me and Lil Johnny Ray, back and forth with the Main Street song 98. This ain't no lie. And Johnny Ray not in this story. We got a ton of those we can get to too. Shout out my nigga Lil JR. So as we walking back over there, cuz I ain't gonna keep throwing the G homie name up because I love cuz it just happened to be a story, bro. We got way beyond that. I did mention his name earlier when I told about that last war story, and I thought about it. It was no need to name him. You know I love you, cuz. My bad. I ain't trying to bring up no old shit. I'm just on here keeping it easty about my experiences. You feel me? So in 96, when we walking down the street, cuz, and go back over there to the main streets, cuz pull up. The homie, the G homie, he got a coupe. Fresh paint. I think it was yellow, cuz he had just got it painted. That motherfucker had been like gray for like 2 years. That motherfucker had just got a fresh yellow paint. He slide. The homie Dopey, ECIP in the passenger seat. They drive past. I'm like, hey, cuz, take us over there, cuz, and drop us off around the corner or something, cuz. Woo, let us do something. And the G homie like, cuz, I just got my car painted. My mama stay over there. My car be over there. I'm like, cuz, the G homie just died, cuz. Now, mind you, I'm standing on the passenger side of the car. Dopey is the passenger. The other homie is driving. So I'm like, once he act like he don't want to take us, I take the Mac, nigga, I put that motherfucker all in his mouth. I said, Clay, Dopey, the G homie, ECIP, Dopey like, he pushed my hand like, woo. I'm like, cuz you ain't no G homie just died, cuz you ain't finna take us over there. Like I say, homie Dopey pushed my hand away, like, no, you can't shoot, cuz. Why you can't shoot, cuz? I'm like, cuz, you was a buster, cuz. Remember that fresh paint? Nigga, I started like Dopey is sitting in the passenger door. I started right behind Dopey. Bah, 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 bah. Shot that motherfucker up all the way to the back tail light. Then I went right in front of Dopey. Bah, 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 bah. I gave him about 4 in the front, 4 in the back. Get your bitch ass up out of here. I was a young fool, y'all. No, you know, it was just a story time that was on my mind. That's my homie. I love him. These just experiences we go through when you fall in an area called J-Box Crip and you a young nigga and gang banging is a somewhat of a competitive sport. It's like, you know, it's like show out. I showed up and showed out because it's like mark shit out or get marked out. Man, y'all don't understand. Like, even though my brother was my main influence to turn the set, and I patterned a lot of my thinking off of what I heard about him and little things he told me and things he showed me a long time ago. We was bad kids. We been bad kids. We used to bang 99 Eastside Hustlers. I was like 12, 13, 14. We had a whole nother situation on 99 before we turned the set. Some of them niggas turned Front Street, some turned Grape. We turned the hood. But by the time I came over there, really trying to get my full-fledged gangbang on at 17, my brother was nowhere to be found, nowhere in sight. He was in jail, so I was over there by myself. I was just relying on certain key pieces of information that I knew. And one of the main things that y'all don't understand, nigga, I'm attracted to my fears. Nigga, I used to sit in church because as a kid, one of my church friends also went to church school with me named Vicky Welch. Love you, Vicky and Kim, Sherry, all y'all, I love y'all. She went to church with me all my life in private school, but she lived on 97. So even though I would, the majority of the bulk of my information and understanding of the set would come from my brother, Vicky knew J-Box real good. And she used to tell, I used to be sitting in church, nigga, hearing J-Box story that was like, he the devil. I used to just think I was the devil. So what I want y'all to understand, I went over there to be a part of that by choice. I didn't live next door to these niggas down the street. I wasn't getting pressed walking to school to turn the hood. Nigga, I was so attracted to that shit. It's crazy. And I also want to say this. The other day when I was describing the difference between Big, Little, and Baby Spider and Big, Little, and Baby Bumpy, I was speaking fast. I ain't talked to nobody about this. This is just my personal reflection. I call Baby Bump and Lil Bump busters. And I could just leave it at that because, to a certain extent, that's true. But it's not really true because I love both of them. They're my friends, Vernon and Trenton. They just not cut for this cripping. And they both got mental issues. I could tell you another story. Lil Bump, he ain't been around in so long, but he was a original Lil homie before me. He gang bang with my brother, but before him and my brother gang bang, we was kids that rode bikes and shit together in the neighborhood. We played. I know Vernon, so I know him very, very well. He ain't nothing hard about him, but he still was a friend, a childhood friend. You realize just how gangbanging start blurring the lines of outside people about the relationships of a lot of people in that community, right? So a lot of people didn't make the cut, ain't never went nowhere. That's our friends. We got somebody over there that's a G homie right now. All white everything. Rest in peace, Drew. So I ain't got to say the homie name. Then you can get an idea who I'm talking about. I love Cuz. But if Cuz is a G homie over there, he know what that mean, the dynamic of I mean, it's like, shout out to Cuz. His son gang banging the hood now. Like, them niggas, little niggas over there are my homies' children's. Man, my homeboy, Lil Wino, my homegirl, baby Kelly, had a baby so long ago. She done grew up, banged the hood, moved to Vegas, and is grown and had a baby. That's how long we been gang banging. He's just like, but anyway, I love Baby Bump because that was my little homie. He gang banged under me. When he was like 12 or 13, he was beating up niggas 16, 17 and all that. But he been getting SSI since a very young age. And one day, cuz I was on 97, go that video, I said, that used to be my spot, that tree. I was parked right up under that tree, cuz with nobody out there. And Baby Bump, born and raised on 97, he walk up the street. And he like squat. He had a tall can of beer, cuz he squat like right cat a corner, like, 2 o'clock. No, what's this? 12, 1, 3. He like 2 o'clock to my car. My window down, regular shit. Salms, what up, cuz? He squatting down, then he just do this weird ass smile, and he like, hey, won't you suck my dick, cuz? Now, mind you, I love his whole family. I'm aware of the issues, but I've never known the issues was like that. He usually it's other little small shit. We just know cuz one of them homies. Remember I used to say it's a gang of Crip Max in the hoods. We had a few niggas that like I say, Lil Bump too, just something wasn't quite right about Lil Bump, about Vernon. But that nigga was like, hey, cuz, I want you to suck my dick. I say, hey, cuz, get on, cuz, get up out of here. He immediately get up, he walk, he leave. He walk down the 7, he make a right on McKinley, disappeared. Now, an hour or two passed, cuz one homie pulling up, 2 homies pulling up, every homie pull up. I'm telling the story. I'm like, cuz, you ain't finna believe what this nigga Baby Bump just did, cuz. Everybody like, hell no, you lying. I'm like, man, easy, cuz, just whoop, wah. So now we might be like 8, 9, 10 deep now. Cuz come mobbing back up to 7 on foot. That nigga come squat right back in the same spot and say, now everybody, I've been telling everybody what he said. Now they hear cuz squat, little time pass. He was like, hey, what up? You gonna suck my dick or what? I said, yeah, hold up, cuz. I get out my car, walk over there, drop cuz, get up and break. Here come Miss Welch. Here comes Sherry. This is Granny and his auntie or his cousin, his big grown cousin. They want to know what's happening. I tell her my story. You know what this Granny told me? Yeah, baby, I believe because I remember one day he was back there beating on the door, hollering. And when I come open it, he's standing there at me. That's his granny, jangling off to his granny. So he got issues. Baby Bump type of nigga. He got shot, cuz, got popped out in the streets, cuz. Instead of going in the house, telling somebody, they had an old car parked in their backyard. Cuz went and got in the car, laid down and went to sleep all night. He got issues. So not just no buster. When he was young and had control of his mind the right way, cuz was a hog. He moved away long. He doing the goods for himself we could expect. And then Lil Bump, he my friend. He ain't no buster, but he been worked out of gang banging and don't do none of that. If I seen him, I'll be glad to see Vernon. You feel me? But I'm gonna let that conclude our story time for the day. Yeah. Move over, cartoon. I'm here. Much love. Eastside.
But I mean, some of the laws in California have been twisted to where just being from a gang is the crime. So, you know what I mean? If you're around your homies and your hood happen to be under an injunction, being around each other is a violation of you know what I'm saying, a law. So, in some circumstances, they create laws to bear something that beforehand wouldn't be illegal becomes illegal just because of your affiliation, like gang enhancements for your crimes.
Snake with Nip Hussle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.